Hello. I've never done this before, so welcome to my channel. I obviously post wedding films that I create or Super 8 films that I create, but I've never just talked to the camera. It's kind of awkward. I'm like, do I look here? Do I look at me? I don't, yeah. Either way, thank y'all for being on this journey with me. I'm Lizzy. I am the owner of Lizzy Digital. I am a queer and inclusive photographer and videographer. Yeah, my whole reason why I do this is to show more diversity and inclusivity in the wedding industry. And I have 2 dogs that like to attack each other. The whole reason why I do this is just to make sure that people feel like they have a safe space where they can celebrate their love, celebrate their uniqueness, celebrate everything that makes them, you know? I spent a lot of my time growing up just really shitty. It was just really bad. A lot of judgment, not able to truly be who I was. I was very confused for most of my life. I didn't fully accept my queerness and my gayness until I was probably 24 years old, 25 years old. And that's when I met my now wife. I love her. Anyway, yeah, just a little bit about me. I feel like most people just see my posts on Instagram and that's all they know about me. But I recently downgraded. To me, it's an upgrade. But yeah, I recently upgraded to a flip phone. It's Barbie themed. Hello. Got this. So I no longer have a smartphone. Therefore, I can't just like open Instagram and be like, hi everybody, like on my stories anymore. So I thought that this would be a great way to still stay present with everybody that supports me and follows me and freaking cheers me on for my work. So anyway, let's get to it. One of the questions that somebody asked me, my friend Maddie, hi Maddie, and everybody else watching, she asked me, what are some things I've learned from doing photo and video? I know that everybody has a different experience. Me personally, it's just growth, just non-stop growth. When I look at the stuff that I was doing years ago compared to now, I get really embarrassed. So that's one thing I learned is that growth can kind of be a little embarrassing, but it's also humbling, and that's okay. It's okay to look back at your work and cringe from when you first started. You wouldn't be where you're at now if you never took that leap to do what you want to do with photography, videography, and that goes for anything in life. I recently started knitting, and I was terrified to start knitting because I was like, what if I just don't figure it out? Or even just like this YouTube video. This is my first YouTube video I've ever made. And it took me a week of talking myself up to actually be able to do it because I'm fucking terrified. I won't be able to build a community of queer people, queer photographers, queer videographers, queer clients that I work with, or just people that really celebrate inclusivity and diversity and are also tired of seeing the same cookie cutter type people in the wedding industry. That's one thing that I've learned is that it takes a little bit to really find your groove. Another thing that I've learned is that don't be afraid to just be a little wackadoo with it, you know, be a little silly goofy with it. You shouldn't put yourself in a little box. I feel like that's what the wedding industry wants from a lot of vendors and creators, is to just stay in this little perfect box that fits everybody's idea of like what a photographer should be. Do whatever the hell you want. Heck it, just do it. Seriously though, that's one thing that just helped me feel really, really good about myself and my work. and feel really good about why I was doing what I was doing and what I am doing, photographing all different types of couples from all different walks of life, all different cultures and backgrounds, everything. Don't be afraid to mess up. It's not a perfect world, as much as the wedding industry tries to make you think that it's a perfect world. You only see like 1% of people's work. So that's another thing that I've learned doing photo and video is don't get discouraged. Just because you see somebody that has 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 followers on Instagram, that doesn't mean that they're doing amazing at all. That doesn't mean that they're connecting with their clients. That doesn't mean that they're getting all of these dream shoots. They're just showing you the like tiny little bit of their work that is phenomenal, but you don't get to see when they're crying because somebody didn't like photos that they took, or you don't see when they're freaking out because nobody responded after a gallery was delivered, which is like one of the most awkward feelings. But I've also come to learn that it's okay if people don't say shit. I'm proud of my art, and you should be proud of your art too. And people hire their photographers and videographers for a very specific reason. Is don't be afraid to show your personality. Again, everybody isn't supposed to be the same. If we were all the same, that'd be so boring. That would be so freaking boring. Yeah, don't be afraid to say fuck, or don't be afraid to try out like a really weird editing style. Don't be afraid to like mess around in Photoshop and do something a little crazy, because people will see that and they'll be like, that person is so cool, they just do whatever they want and they're happy doing it. And then you'll attract the right types of people that you want to work with. Wow, this is weird. I feel like I'm just rambling, because I guess I am. I'm not really talking to anybody specific. Iced cold brew with creme brulee dairy-free creamer, courtesy of Sprouts. Be yourself. That's one huge thing that I've learned. Don't be afraid to take artistic chances, creative chances. Don't feel like you have to adhere to these made-up rules in the wedding industry, and show your personality. I have made so many amazing friends through the photography and videography community just because they are weirdos. They're weirdos like me. I definitely don't fit in with the people that are super religious focused. Like, I accept all types of people. I love all types of people. I love celebrating all different types of people, regardless of religion, background, culture, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity, anything. Like, go off, do what makes you happy. But a lot of the photographers that are focused around doing it for God or Jesus have been really mean to me. So I have a little bit of like a bone to pick with those types of folks. I know not everybody is like that. I've even photographed a Catholic gay wedding. So the fact that there are photographers out there that exist that won't photograph queer couples because God said no is just wild to me. You don't have to put up with that shit. And you also don't have to be that type of person, which I'll talk about in another video on how to be more inclusive as a photographer, because that's another question that Maddie has asked me as well to elaborate on without being like ick about it or cringy about it, because there's definitely a way to do that. So yeah, some other things I've learned: don't let shitty clients get to you. Sometimes we do have shitty clients. I haven't had one in a very, very long time, just because I feel like I finally am in a space on the internet where the right types of people find me that I just get so ecstatic to work with. But when you're first starting out, which I know I have a lot of followers on my Instagram page at least that are just starting their photography journey, people are gonna be assholes to you. And you know, they're gonna say, okay, I'll pay you $600 since you don't have a lot of experience. And it's like, that's gonna feel like $1 million to you when you get those people that inquire and they're like, hell yeah, $600. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount. $600, $800, whatever. That's amazing. It helps people get started in the industry, but with those people, a lot of times they end up being very difficult or demanding more than what they're paying for. Because those people often also don't realize that there's a lot of hours that go into behind the scenes with editing and all of the subscriptions that we have to pay for. That's a lot of time. So don't get discouraged if somebody is mean to you, and also have a very, very, very solid contract in place. That'll save your ass. I did not have contracts when I first started my Lizzy Digital business like 4 years ago, and I learned so fast. That is a necessary thing to have, and to also just like communicate. I have noticed a lot of people have a really hard time communicating, and I know that it's very vulnerable to communicate, but it's so important to have a successful business, to communicate with your peers, communicate with your clients, communicate with anybody in your general vicinity. It will make things a lot easier on you and on other people that want to work with you. If you just communicate what you're about, if you showcase what you're about, why you do what you do, mixed in with a little razzle dazzle of your personality, you can't go wrong. The right people that you want to work with will flock to you, for sure. It just takes time. There's so many things to talk about, and I still feel like this video is not going to be long enough, but hi, baby Cocoa Puff. This is Cocoa Puff. Cocoa Puff, say hi. Hi. I promise he loves me. He just acts like he doesn't. Okay. He likes to do the shimmy. Hey. And then we have a chai dog down here, but he's too heavy to pick up. Love you, Stinky. I'd love to know what you all want me to talk about. Specialize in film, I specialize in tintypes, I specialize in digital photography, videography, specifically focusing on couples and weddings. I'm queer, so a lot of my work showcases diversity across the board. I work with everybody, I love working with everybody. That is just not a big old weenie. Let me know, like, subscribe to my channel, like this video, I guess. I don't, I feel so weird. Yeah, subscribe to this video. No. Subscribe to my channel. Like this video. Feel free to, like, you know, comment below and tell me what the heck y'all want to hear. What you would like me to talk about. I'm contemplating making a video about, like, film photography. Just, like, loading the camera with film and, like, going on a cute little film walk, maybe with one of my friends, Desiree. Making funny little skits with my friends that also do photography. I don't know. I want this to be a fun space where y'all look forward to learning all that there is to learn. I have over 15 years of experience in the photography world, so I would love to just share the knowledge that I have and have a fun little community. Anyway, okay, I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me and everybody that convinced me that this was a good idea. Okay, bye.